everybody, and welcome to Kick Conflict to the Curb, the place where growth-minded professionals come to hear some of the best ideas from my guests. I'm your host, Joyce Weiss, communication coach and queen of conflict resolution. And my ideal clients are HR professionals, and I coach their managers and their employees so that they reduce stress at work and build their relationships even better. How do I do this, you may ask? Well, they transform from not knowing how to use their communication skills during tough conversations, even how to start a tough conversation, all the way to feeling confident using their voice without losing their cool. And if anybody here wants to find out how I can help you, either as a communication coach for individuals or small groups, all you have to do is contact me and I will have all my information on after the show. Well, I am so excited to interview our guest. I had a chance to meet her a few times, and here is her bio. Dena Tako received a BA in HR management. Growing up with divorced parents and being raised by her mom provided her with independence in her life. Dena goes after things she wants to do. Dena decided that it was time to find a career that would be rewarding and meaningful after raising her children. Since beginning her career in HR, Dena has had many opportunities. She enjoys all aspects of being an HR generalist. She kept on moving no matter what obstacles she faced along the way until she could be where she is today. All of this made her stronger. Here are two fun facts about Dena. She loves traveling, especially to places with lots of water and hot weather. She loves having fun and says, "We can't take life too seriously." Welcome to the show, Dena Tako.
Thank you, Joyce.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I love the part that when you said, "Don't take life too seriously." So, tell me more about that. How do you follow that?
Well, I think that, there are serious moments in life, but, you have to offset that with, having fun, during the right moment, though. There's a
Absolutely.
moment for there's a moment that you could take your serious life or serious whatever, whatever you're trying to achieve. Some moments are serious, and you have to take things seriously. But in the back of your mind, there's fun, that comes along with things.
Absolutely. And as an HR generalist, I bet you use that at times with some of your managers or employees who come to you with their issues, like if they're in the middle of their drama. I mean, do you ever use it with them to remind them not to take things too seriously, or is that not something that you do?
I don't want to scare people. We don't want to scare people.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Being a people person, that's a good thing.
Yeah, you need to be a people person, but there's like I said, there's a moment that you have to take things seriously, and there's moments that things are not so seriously. So you kind of have to find out, when that time is.
Absolutely. Love it. And I said in the bio, which you gave me, that you wanted to select a rewarding and meaningful career. How and why did you select HR as your profession? What really excites you about it? And when you were, before you, became, got your BA, what made you go that direction?
Well, just looking at the statistics in the field of HR, there was a lot that I researched for the future and where that would take me. So there's a lot of careers that out there, but that one just seemed like it was um, more interesting to me to be able to represent a company. I felt like that was a really big thing for me.
So tell me because I know when we spoke right before the show, I brought you in the studio, you really lit up when you say you love representing your company. So talk to us about that. I mean, how do you like what do you do to represent? I mean, besides being on my show, what else do you do?
I mean, you meet a lot of people,
Hmm.
collaborate, build meaningful relationships with a lot of people. So just being able to create a positive impact for the future. It's what you bring in, to a company, and what you could do for a company and for people. So just, I mean, for me, it's just the more you work with managers and employees, it's a stepping stone. So you have to get used to it, but after a
Hmm.
while, it's through experience, you do get used to it, and it feels like it's home.
I, I feel how many people, folks? Because by the way, for those of you who are watching live, and if you have a comment, I will be checking periodically a question, a comment. It's please do, and I'll even whether I bring your comment on or not, I don't know, but I have to invite anybody who's watching that you are also part of this. So that's excellent. And how long have you been with your company?
um, about a year and almost a year and
Oh,
a half.
wow.
Yeah.
And so what is the name of your company and what do you
Welding Technology Corp,
and what city are you in?
Farmington Hills.
Oh, that's right. It's like stepping stone for me. I'm West Bloomfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
This
that's
is crazy. We could meet for coffee. Oh,
yeah.
I may have a question. Oh, actually, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
So, what does your company do to make employees feel welcome? Because I know all employees, not at your welding company, but many times when I have guests, they say, "I'm sorry, Joyce, don't ask that question," because we don't make them feel welcome and they leave. What does your company do?
Well, I mean, we don't want people to leave. I mean, everybody has a reason, for not liking a company. It could be something that you can't control, that they want to work from home, and we don't offer that. They want to work hybrid, or, just welcoming, for us is just making sure, that they're comfortable, and it's all about the onboarding experience and meeting with the team, and then we do employee events, so, and rewards, with onboarding, little rewards when they're onboarded, gifts. So we do that, and we just make sure that that they're comfortable. So
Well, what kind of, for example, when you say you reward them, can you give us, without your secrets, your trade secrets, can you give us an example? Because some of the people watching this now, or when they watch it later on, the recording, what kind of things do you, whether it's the gifts, you reward them with onboarding, and tell us a little more about your onboarding. It sounds like it's a good system.
well, we do orientations, for new hires. So we present them with company information, um, just little things like it could be a mug, or things like a welcome card, even, just things like that.
Absolutely. Oh, that's great. So the onboarding, are you in charge of that? Or are you a big part of, not in charge, but are you part of that process?
Well,
HR.
we work as a team for a lot of
Oh,
that. So, um, but yeah, we do a lot. We make sure that, everybody gets involved. So it's not just one person.
so people really get to meet the other team members too.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. And are you done? Because I don't want, did you have any more with that? Because I don't want to.
Um, no, I mean, that's pretty much the main aspects of the welcoming for employees. I mean, we always have an open door, if they have anything they have any issues that they're welcome to discuss. So,
And is this with anybody in the company or mainly with you or with the open door policy? Because not everybody tells me that.
well, I mean, yeah, that would be with, HR managers.
Hmm.
So,
That's great. And do some of your employees come to you with some of their conflicts and their stress, or is it mostly for HR related questions and situations?
I mean, yeah, there are employees that have, stressful issues, or stressful times, and they do come to us. So, and
Hmm.
we're there for them. So to resolve conflict or help them through any issues.
Oh, that's awesome. God, they're lucky. Maybe I want to try out and work for your company. Uh, come on down.
Anytime.
I'd love it. I wouldn't have to drive very far. How do your leaders ensure that employees feel safe to share their opinions? And the reason why I asked that, Dena, is that my theme, besides kick conflict to the curb, um, is all about. I find that when we get deep, 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 deep into conflict in my coaching practice, so many times it gets to they don't feel heard. My clients don't feel heard. And they could be managers and they don't feel heard from upper manager. They could be employees, they could be HR professionals and generalists. Um, what, I mean, because this question I've been dying to ask you since you have said such good things about your company. What do leaders do to make sure that employees feel safe so they can share their opinions?
Oh, we do surveys.
Okay.
Yeah, and then anybody's opinions or anything that needs to be addressed, we address it during survey time.
So are these anonymous surveys or?
Yeah, I mean, they're anonymous, but if there's something that, I mean, if there's anything that they, if they want to share any idea, they're more than welcome to share ideas. Um, part of a company is being able to adapt to change if it's a good idea.
Ah,
So, if it's a good idea, of course we would move, into implementing any good ideas. So,
and is there something you can remember? If not, don't worry. I've got enough questions. But is there an idea that you got during some of these meetings where an employee said something and you actually put it into action that you can think of right now? Or
um, well, I guess we just, the idea of our website. So the website,
ah,
yeah, our company website is getting updated now. So that's kind of something that uh, is in the process.
so are you telling me that somebody from those surveys, somebody said something about, hey, you got to change with the times, update your, I'm sure they said it a lot nicer than I did. And then as a result of that, your company is updating the website?
Well, I mean, it's been in the process, but I think
Mhm.
it just takes, people to um, just move forward with it when it's, more ideas come forward with what we could do.
Absolutely. Oh, good. I can't wait. Tell me when it's done and I'll go visit it.
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
Seriously. I love seeing up. I'm always updating mine.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, or I mentioned when I read your bio, your intro in my little video, you mentioned that you keep moving no matter what obstacles you faced until where you are today. That was a very strong statement. So Dena, my question to you, how did you get to be so darn independent?
Well, being pretty much kind of like an only child, growing up, just for me, um, I had to take a lot of responsibilities on my own. So, and just, not having, to go back and I mean, for me, it's just what you make out of your life. So nobody's going to do it for you. I mean, for some people, I mean, so for me, it was like, I had to make a choice to do better for my family. So
Wow. So no asking permission, no asking for help. I want to do things better for my family. And you just move forward, no
right,
matter what the obstacles were.
no matter what.
Does this live to how you are today also? Are you still moving forward with if an obstacle comes back, could you say,
Well,
yeah, Joyce, it's still my thing. Don't take it away from me.
yeah, it's still my thing. So I mean, everybody has obstacles, really. It's normal. Everybody has. I just think that being positive, and there's a solution for every obstacle. I don't think that that it should bring a person not to keep going.
But people do stop and see there's a great book called The Growth Mindset and oh God, already I can't even think of it. And when you are stuck, it's not the stuck mindset. It's much better than that. And that's why you're here, Dena. That's why so just so those of you watching, when I get introduced or connected with a new person, I always invite them if they want to be on the show. And Dena immediately said, "This sounds interesting." She didn't say yes. Most people don't. And we met. And I knew from that first time that we spoke, Dena, that we met on actually StreamYard, just in case she said yes, you wanted to. Very independent and very growth minded. And those are the people like you who I invite, because I'm finding so many people to this day, they get stuck. We all get stuck, don't get me wrong, but stuck with their life totally because they're blaming someone else. And I don't see that at all in your DNA. You're taking on total responsibility.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
what you make out of your path is your path. You have
Yes.
to know what you want to do and just set yourself some goals to get there.
And you did it. You went back to school. You got your BA. You're working at a great company. You're on
Thank
a
you. Yes, it is. It's
I mean,
very
you're on this broadcast, which I'm sure is a highlight in your life, right? So, if you were to meet me in between West Bloomfield, we don't know, I'll come to Farmington Hills for a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. What would you ask me?
I would ask you, what made you decide to do what you're doing today, and how did you start?
Wow, do you have an hour? So consider this is only a half-hour show. I did get my master's degree in guidance and counseling. And from there, it evolved, and I was a keynote speaker for about 30 years or more and traveled all over the United States and loved it. 5,000 people, Dena. And then right before COVID,
Mm-hmm.
not COVID, but it was right before, I said, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of travel. I'm tired of all this preparation. What else can I do? Then I realized with my master's in guidance and counseling, I coach people. Even when I was a keynote speaker, I had a few coaching clients. I love that. No preparation, just helping them, listening, shutting up, taking off my coaching hat and sometimes giving, helping them as a consultant. And now, I've been doing this 3 years full time, no more keynote speaking, but now I do small group coaching. I just did something in Michigan with a group of future leaders in the construction industry, and we did kick conflict to the curb. And I loved it because there were 18 young men and women who brought their tough conversations that they have to have with clients or their bosses. And you have no idea. I left, I felt like I was flying. I mean, this is energy and then the one-on-one coaching. I've always done that, but I'm doing it more. So thank you for asking. And this kick conflict to the curb, that came, I never even knew what live broadcasting was, before COVID. And then I saw other people in my industry doing this, and I learned. I'm self-taught. I did learn from Gina Carr and Terry Brock. I belong to a group, Start Raving Entrepreneurs, and they teach us how to do this technical stuff. So thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what would you tell? This is just, my guests either love this question or they say, Joyce, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? What advice would you give?
I would say to choose the right people in your life early on that are not going to get in the way with a successful life, and go after, think about what you want to do and think things through. And I would say not to let anybody get in the way or do things, focus more on yourself even at an early age.
So now I'm going to throw these words back. I was writing. I wasn't doing a jigsaw puzzle. I was writing some of your thoughts. So choose the right people. So when you were 18, did you have that situation where some of the people who you hung out with, I don't know if you said hung out back then, were not always the best ones, or was that not you?
No, I mean, I really didn't hang out with in that aspect. It's just choosing, for me, I got married really early. So,
Oh, okay.
so I would say, I mean, marriage is good, but I think that that's when I say focus more on yourself and what
Yes.
you want to do before you jump into, other things.
I love it. Focus on yourself. And
as far as a career
yeah,
path.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And look what we have. We have a question from Nicole Henry. Can Dena talk about employee relation matters? What are her best practices? Nicole, thank you so much. What a great question. So it's yours, Dena.
Okay, so so the best practice, I would say, for employee related matters is always to listen to employees. Sometimes it's just having an ear for them, somebody to talk to, and just making sure that they're heard. And even if you don't have a you can't solve the problem that the way that they want it to be solved, I mean, at least they're heard and they're acknowledged. So I think, acknowledging your employees and any matter is very important.
I love it. And see, here we go. Remember I said my theme is people don't feel heard. So your best practice is just listening to them. And Nicole, thank you very much for that question. Listening to them when they talk to you, even if you can't help them, because they were heard and they aren't as frustrated.
Exactly.
I would give you a standing ovation, but then you'll see how short I am. You know, that's excellent. And Nicole, if you have any other questions, we've got a couple more minutes. I'll look, you know, later on too. Of course, do you think I know how to take off? Let's see. I'm going to leave that on there because I don't want to goof. Hide. Aha. Excuse me. We're always learning. And let me tell you something. You didn't ask me this, but I'm going to share this. I used to be a perfectionist and everything. And so did you just see how I struggled to get off that wonderful question that Nicole Henry put on? Like I couldn't figure it out. At one time I would think, oh, that's so unprofessional. But you know what? If I didn't learn anything in the last 2 years, we've all tried something new, Dena, haven't we? We've all done new stuff, always making mistakes.
Oh yeah, everybody's mistakes are always, the perfect person makes a mistake.
Yes. Okay, this is going to be my, second from last question. Is there a mistake that you made that you'd like to share that you learned something about? Or if not, don't worry. We're almost done.
Oh, God, I mean, everybody makes a mistake, and you know that's just I can say several mistakes, but I'm trying to think of one. So, I mean, I think is for me, it's just jumping into. I would say just jumping into a job when you don't really want that job. You know,
Yes.
don't take a job if it's not really what you want to do. Some people just jump into things and it's just without having patience.
Oh my God, and would that be something that you would tell? Let's say there's somebody thinking of getting into HR. You know, they're not there yet, and they're listening to you, Dena. Would that be a good statement for you, advice for you to give to a new HR person? Just don't jump
Oh,
into the first.
yes. I mean, because HR is very vast, and it's there's so much, there's so many jobs out there in HR. I would
Yes.
say, you know, to be patient and, you know, make sure that it's where you want to be. But
Yes, be patient. Don't just jump in. Great advice. And I'm gonna put on your LinkedIn. So if anybody wants to connect with this wonderful guest, Dena Tako, linkedin.com/in Dena Tako. That's how we met. And I know Facebook, she's only got her friends and family, so we didn't put that on yet because this is streaming on all kinds of different channels. So Facebook, I'm not leaving you out purposely, but I honor and value my guests' privacy too. So Dena, could you come back? I really enjoyed this.
sure.
Okay, I would like to invite you back, and
Okay.
I thank you so much. Your honesty was great. Your insight and the way you answered the question for our God, I forgot her name already. Oh, I'm going to find out now. Dee-dee. Nicole, if you're still there, Nicole, thank you so much. Well, I'm going to invite you back. So I appreciate your time and all your insight, Dena Tako. And
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. It was great meeting you. Till next time. So, if any of you, I hope that you enjoyed your time as much as I did with Dena Tako. So many good ideas. And if anybody here wants to know either how I can come into your company to help you either with individual coaching or group coaching, or I have a conflict dynamic profile that I use with clients, and it's great. It's a great profile. It's relatively new in my practice, and people are loving it. And most importantly, if you would like to be a guest on my show, all you have to do is send me an email. Joyce, there it is on the screen, at joyceweiss.com. Call me, 248-681-5831. Connect with me on LinkedIn or YouTube. And YouTube, subscribe to the channel, please. We have over 200, now it's about 250 videos about bullies, difficult people. That's the dark side of the show. And also how to engage people, just like Dena was talking that her incredible company does. So I am going to sign off like I always do every single time that I have a either a video or in my classes, and you get what you tolerate. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.